Hey everybody, what is up? My name's Johnny. This is Johnny to a Million, and thanks for hanging out with me again. As you can tell, those like watching a video, like it's super dark outside, which makes sense. It's 10 p.m. It's a lot later than most of my pods that I throw on. But like I just got back into town a couple hours ago. It's my mom's birthday, and if you guys were here last time, I gave a shout out to my dad because it was his birthday. Don't need to go over the ages or whatnot, you know, born in the hippie era, the 60s, early 60s for both of them, you know. And they're just enjoying life right now on a cruise, a transatlantic. I think they flew to Rome from I think they bounced to Miami, then they flew to Rome, where they picked up a ship and they bounced around the Med, and then they're sailing back to Miami. All right. So a big shout out to my mother. I love you, Mom. We don't see eye to eye a lot, and we have our certain. There's this way about us. It's not always awesome, and like I apologize. It's me, but I love you. You've always been there for me, and like life is good, Mom. All right, I love you. I'm so happy for you guys, you and Dad. I shout out to both of you. While I'm feeling all sappy and shit, I just had 3 days of wildness. Right? So I live in the Northwoods, and I drove down to Sheboygan. I saw a banner once that says the new Malibu, you know, like Malibu, California, but it's like cold 4 to 6 months out of the year, and the other half it's like, oh, this is pretty cool, right? That's Sheboygan. That turtle from like Surf's Up or whatever, the animated movie, not turtle, rooster, chicken, I don't know, this is a stoned one all the time. He's from Sheboygan. That's just cool shit. But yeah, my aunt and her like long-term partner, I know him as Gary, I've known him forever. They hosted me from Monday night, and I just left their house like 10 a.m. this morning. That was a 3.5 hour drive. But because of my kidney thing, I had some testing I had to do down at Froedtert, and Froedtert's in Milwaukee. Milwaukee is about a 5-hour drive, including like P stops and whatnot, and filling up the truck. About 5 hours from where I live to the hospital that I need to be at. And I was told that I needed to bring somebody. Like a buddy. There's a lot of info and a lot of things coming your way that not expected. A lot of emotional baggage is coming with these like meetings and tests and like everything that I'm doing. Those testing was yesterday, so it started off pretty cool. Like we left Sheboygan, and it was a 1-hour drive to the hospital. I was in charge of driving, and I put the wrong address in. All right, so we went to the wrong hospital. Almost got to the driveway. I was like, oh shit, we're in the wrong town. I was like, you know, adjusting, of course. And we solved it. Right, so we got the Froedtert in Milwaukee, not the one in the Falls. We were even early. Okay, that was perfect. It was awesome. First couple meetings was very long, very long. I met with a social worker. I met with a transplant coordinator. I met with a financial counselor. I met with, I believe, the surgical doctor. He was the last one. And then there was another like 2 other people, you know, like checking with my mental health and everything like that. Like, how am I feeling? I was like, well, this is pretty fucked, but here I am, you know? And so I passed everything. It was really cool. I was very excited. The 2 people, this is my opinion. It's not advice. I don't give that. I just tell fun stories. I don't lie to 2 people in this world, all right? 2 types of people. Yeah, there's relationships, there's all that other shit. But like, in all seriousness, there's 2 types of people that like you should not lie to. Number 1 would be your doctor. You got some weird shit going on, like, don't lie to him. Don't be stupid. I talk to mine like they're my friend. Like, I don't use scientific terms. I'm a mechanic. I'm a pod guy. I'm a bartender. I'm not saying a simpleton, but like I didn't go to school to know like the parts of the shit. I just know where it is and what it does. And I can be like, this does this, and I don't think it's right. Figure it out, mate. And I'm like, yeah, we could totally do that. So here we are. That's how I talk to my doctors, right? And I'm like, I don't lie to him. Do you do this? Do you do this? I was like, well, man, you know, I have a drink or 2. All right. I enjoy indulging in THC products. And every once in a while, like, go on a deep journey on the inside and eat some fungi. All right. And like, that suits me. And I didn't lie to the doctors about it. They're like, that's totally cool, man. If we think there's a problem, I'll let you know, but keep doing what you're doing. I was like, right on, you know? And they're like, hey, do you have a problem with switching to edibles? I was like, no, I don't have a problem at all with it. Why? Because I use my little pens, my little vape cartridges. Not saying this is one, but like they look kind of something like this. You know what I'm saying? I'm in Wisconsin. And they're like, yeah, so like after the surgery, you'll be kind of really able to get sick on almost anything. Like a fart in a windstorm kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? And like that sucks. Because honestly, like break something down for you. When you get a transplant of a different person. Like your body, you guys know, like this is a really, really basic form, right? This is my bartender's guide to like how the white blood cells work. They're like the fighters in your body, and anything that's not you, they attack, you know, and you get cold, your white blood cells attacking, you get warm, it's causing heat, boom, 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 try to kill it. The same thing goes in if you get a body part from a different person plumbed into your body and they just like expect it to work, like the organ itself is gonna work, because that's just how it is. Like the kidney is gonna start filtering blood. I'm gonna start pissing probably right on that table is kind of what the doctors told me. It was a really weird table side, but I dig it, right? I was like, don't fluff me, I don't want meat and potatoes, right? Just give it to me straight. And everybody kind of respects that, and I respect them for doing it for me. But yeah, so now I have a foreign organ that's keeping me alive, but my body is attacking it. And so now, after this procedure, I will be on... Shit, I know this. It drops your immunity. It just literally just drops your body's ability to guard you from like the cold and the flu and sicknesses and shit. It drops that ability. But it also makes your blood cells a little dumb, and they won't keep attacking this foreign kidney. And that's what I get to look forward to. Anti-rejection drugs are kind of what they're called, and I will be taking a numerous amount of those for the rest of my life. And like, that's a small price to pay to being alive. Like, I'm not bitching about it. If this is what it has to be, this is how it has to be, you know? Another fun fact about these meetings is they're like, hey, by the way, the next 2 weeks after your procedure, which I don't know when this is yet, right? I'm going to find out on like Tuesday, but next week, Tuesday, is like a week from yesterday when the tests were done. And going for that, and it was the testing. Dang. Yeah. So like after the procedure, I found it. I will have twice a week meetings at the hospital with my surgical team and the kidney department and transplant department and all those people. I will have 2 meetings a week for over a month. As I said earlier, it's about 5 hours to get there, and this is not gonna work. So I think I gotta figure some shit out, you know, financially, and I need to like rent a spot in Milwaukee for like a month. And I was told that my dad offered to hang out with me for that original month. Basically, I'm gonna be pretty doped up for a while, and I have to take certain medicines at certain times, and even with alarms, I could sleep through them. So I need a sober person to make sure that I don't die in my sleep. Fun shit. All right. And in between, I have to not die in between these these meetings either. So everything seems to be going pretty good. Now I'm on the list for a kidney, and it was pretty weird. I think what my doctor was saying is like they can transplant organs into other people that have diseases. And like maybe this isn't true. All right, maybe I misheard him. There could have been like a slight barrier, a language barrier, you know? But like what I think I caught was, hey man, so like if things get bad, you're pretty young, right? I'm not going to give you an old person kidney. And I was like, well, thanks, doc. He's like, cool. So like I declined this part. And he said, an initial here. And I was like, yes, sir. These other 2 state that like it could be close, but it won't be exact. And like, you're probably going to live, man. And I was like, all right, sweet, dude. All right. And what's this last one? It's like, that one, I believe, right? Please somebody correct me if I'm incorrect, right? It'd be pretty cool to get a nurse or something on here to tell me that like I was just being stupid. It was a long day, man. It was a really long day of a lot of people talking about the next time. This is like risky and this and that and the other thing. And I might have could be more susceptible to cancer because of the anti-rejection thing. Just like, fuck, dude. But you're not really living without your kidneys either, man. Like I remember how terrible it was like 2 months ago before dialysis. That wasn't living either. I was really scared then. So do good things, eat good things. Good things will happen. You know, it's kind of where I'm at. And I was going somewhere with the anti-rejection thing, but yeah, so hopefully all this works out. And it was pretty cool. So after the meetings, I met with, that's what I was saying about the kidney. He's like, it could be disease. And he's like, don't worry, man. Like, I'll give you something for that. And like, poof, it's a perfect kidney. They could have had a disease, but I'll give you something for that. And like, I'll fix it. And then I'll plumb it in. I was like, oh, weird, man. He's like, yeah, dude, it'll totally work. I'm paraphrasing. He didn't say dude and sweet. That's me. Right? There's a whole lot of me in this conversation. This is how I think a lot. Kind of like, dude, where's my car? But like better. A lot better than it used to be. And so that was the meetings. And then there was the testing, right? I had to go get some lab work done, so blood work. and urine, but they had me wait for so long, like I took a piss waiting. And they're like, oh look, you need to fill this cup. I was like, dang, all right. Gave it the old college try, you know, and I was like, how much do you really need? And they're like, not much, you know, so I made it happen. Didn't have to wait around and like sit in the waiting room and wait for them to call me back. So like took care of that. And then they took 18 vials of blood, right? And the weird part is like there's this like sticker machine that says my name and whatnot. And that goes on each vial, right? I've seen this before. Usually it's burp, 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 you know, like 4 and you're done. 18, right? So this thing is spitting stickers onto the floor. And I was like, I'll be damned, dude. I bet that's mine. Can you confirm your name and birth date? Yes, ma'am, I can. This is perfect. So they're all mine, right? So then they pop me in the right arm. And they're just popping away, just like swapping them out. They had that I think it's called the butterfly needle. Because it has little like wings on it. It just sits on your arm. And it goes into this tubular thing and just, you know, and it suctions the blood right out or it pushes right out. Whatever the case, boom, they go 2 at a time, one in, like they're reloading like a over and under barrel, you know? Pa-pow, pa-pow, pa-pow. And then she's like, right, so this last one, it actually can't be in the same arm as the rest of them. I was like, what? Yeah, this one can't touch. I was like, okay. Yeah, so here's my left, obviously, for like 1 vial, right? So then I had these stupid bandages for like 10 minutes. We were able to get like lunch. My aunt Colleen and I, she was my buddy, my aunt. She lives in Sheboygan. That's where I spent the night. I went on a weird tangent for a while. But yeah, so that was great. So I'm going to come back to that. Aunt Colleen, she's my savior all weekend. And her partner, Gary. Love these guys. And after lunch, then we had more testing. We meaning me. And it was I started with the x-ray, you know, up front and side. So they want to see how big like these current kidneys are. The doctor asked me questions. Like, hey man, do you have flank pain? Does it hurt? And I was like, hell yeah, it hurts, man. And like I can feel it when they're pulsing, you know. And it's not like after I'm on a bender or something. I don't really do those anymore. But like I'll just feel it in my day to day. I'm like, that's dumb. Like that shouldn't be there. And then generally it's my right side. And then like every once in a while I'm like, ooh, hey look, this is fun. Left one's piping in, so at least I know it's still there. It didn't just vanish on me or anything. So I was like, yeah, dude, like both my kidneys do hurt me. I was like, all right, yeah, we'll take those out. What do you think? And I was like, I'm not the fucking doctor, bro. Like, if you think they should go, they will go. And I think he was kind of not fishing, but like me stating to him that like insurance will cover it if they hurt me. Because sometimes they keep them in. But like, these guys are probably super fat and like not working, right? So if I got these things taken out of me, I could have like the full weight of like an unborn child, like a big, almost, what do you call them, mature, unborn, a baby, like 8 pounds and shit. Like I could have that extra on me, and that's like pushing all my organs and shit and making everything all weird in my belly. And if I took that out, maybe I would have my washboard again. I had it like almost a year ago. Like I'd take off my shirt and not even have my arms up, and it would be there. And the side ones too on the flank, right? Like I did look like pretty well. I felt really well by like my appearance, and I was working out all the time, calisthenics, and life was pretty fucking good. But apparently it wasn't, like, all in all. I'm not glad that this is happening, but I'm glad I figured it out. You know, so, like, this should do nothing but extend my life. I'm really excited for that. I'm also, like, in great debt to my sister Kristen, right? God sent, so she's offering to, like, donate a kidney to my cause. And that'll get me moved to the front of the list. That'd be super cool because, as a doctor stated to me, that I think there's a kidney coordinator. She's like, given my blood type, B positive, I think it is. I gave blood once at like an event. They told me it's B positive. I'm rather eccentric, and I was able to remember that blood type for the last 20 some years, you know? Pretty sure I was over 18 actually to donate because I didn't need my parents' consent. I was like 18 years, and I've remembered that, and it's been cool, right? I'm pretty a positive individual, spiritually, mentally, like things just work well. All right, and like that's my life. That's how I'm pushing it. There's some side things going on, obviously, this kidney, right? And it's not getting me down. All right, it's not. So, man, that was a lot. Not only that, I had I think an echocardiogram with I know this one. So it's like if I was pregnant, they were doing the ultrasound, right? Yeah, an ultrasound, right? They're looking at my heart. And then, like, there's a little beep, 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 you know, the line at the bottom. Kept going. I was pretty excited. She's like, oh, my God, there's your heart. And I was like, fuck, tell my ex, dude. I knew I had it. And she chuckled, right? There was this young chick. And it was funny. I didn't go too further into it, man. But yeah, so that was cool. I got my Echo, my CT. Oh yeah, the CT, yeah, that was weird. And then I remember that, like, technology has really changed, man. The CT, like, as far as I remember, was this giant tube, like 6 feet in diameter, the 2-foot hole. You just heard this thing whirling like a jet engine, just getting up to speed, and then just like takes like a bunch of pictures, you know? And the big tube has, like, I mean, like, a lot of people freaked out in there, you know? Because you're in this tight tube, it's dark. I remember I had one of those when I was younger. My kidneys first were messing up. And it was not a really pretty sight, man. It was noisy, it was loud, it was dark. I was already in a lot of pain, so, like, not all of this, like, really helped me at all, just thinking about it. But there was that, so now it's a lot smaller. It's like a foot thick, and it's super open, and the bed you're on just kind of moves with it. And it's like you're in the out air, so, like, nobody's got, like, what is that thing when you can't breathe and it's in a small space? You obviously know what I'm talking about. Like, claustrophobic, right? So, like, it's really open-aired procedure. I think it'll help a lot of people getting these procedures that they need to see on the inside of things. You know what I mean? So basically, they're looking for a spot to plumb these kidneys in. So this kidney in, whenever it does happen. So I'm pretty excited they're taking the bad ones out, and like, that would, because they're not working and they hurt. So, like, that would be cool if, like, after all this I didn't hurt, because this is a lot of shit. And for, like, the good is, like, I'm gonna survive, and, like, the risk is a whole fucking lot. You know what I mean? But I'm not thinking about that. Like I said, life's good, things are good. So on the creative finance thing, right? No, real quick. My two favorite people, you know, this whole thing from Monday to today, my Aunt Colleen and Gary, like, they welcomed me into their home. They let me drive her vehicle down to get testing, and Aunt Colleen hung out with me all day. After the hospital, I was able to meet up with my sister, right? So we grabbed a drink with her. We hung out for a little bit, got some fun stories. Super cool, right? Super cool. Me and my aunt, my sister, and myself. And then my buddy called me, right? Both of my guys. I was able to talk to both of my homies, and the two guys that stood up at my wedding, right? Jarrett and David. We've been super close since high school, you know? And, like, I'm blessed to have these two men in my family, and it's thick as thieves, you know what I mean? I love these guys. I met David, and then his father, right? I got to hang out with David and his father. Man, good vibes, and God bless this man, right? So everyone's got battles and whatnot. This man's dealing with something too, and he was like that home was like my second house when I was growing up, right? Like, my parents were rather strict, and I love them, and they didn't want me turning out all stupid and whatnot. And they tried really hard, and I tried really, really hard back. And I hung out at that house a lot. It was calmer, it was neutral. They really thought I was gonna go all psycho one day, and they're like, you could stay here, we'll protect you. And just good people, good family. And I have some of the best times of my young life at that home. My home is amazing by itself. I grew up with my family, my parents. They're incredible humans. They're just really strict. And, like, really strict didn't really, really work for me. And, like, I messed up, going really, really far in the opposite direction. So I don't also recommend that to anybody. You know, calmer heads have prevailed. I could have saved myself 15 years of stupid. And could be further along right now, you know? But here I am with a smile, like, just excited to be here, dude. I'm grateful. Just every day is a blessing, dude. Every day you wake up right side of the dirt, you know? Like, I am just excited. And not a lot of people get that, you know? And they wonder why I smile more, you know? Like, I'm here. Let's make the best of it. Creatively, that River Street property, gentleman was like, nah, dude, I'm done. And I was like, all right, man. I asked him for a showing, and he's like, nah, dude, I'm done. I'm like, okay. That's fine. But a cool thing did come up above that property, and apparently I've been making a semi-cool name for myself. Cool or just adventurous, maybe. Exploratory name for myself. A grind, you know? And one of my daughter's friend's fathers, right, reached out to me looking for a spot for his dad, you know? I was like, man, dude, this house, blah, 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 he could live there, but, like, the guy doesn't want to sell it anymore, and da-da-da. And he's like, do I know any places for rent, you know? And I'm like, well, dude, it's kind of tight. Like, obviously, as you remember, I'm like, one of my first couple episodes, I was looking for a spot to rent, you know, just to change it up into the midterm rentals, which I haven't forgotten about and I haven't stopped, all right? Like, I'm going to circle back to that. when my maintenance job kind of slows down a little bit and I can talk to people during normal business hours, we shouldn't be too much, man. I got like a mile or two of like snow fencing to put up, and then like it should be good. It should be good. I got one of those slide hammers, like, and and it'll be fine. And this is gonna work out great. I got a bunch of helpers tomorrow and Friday, so I'm pretty jacked about that. We should be able to bang all this shit out. And if need be, Saturday. I hate doing work on Saturday. I already work at the bar, and I'm not doing Saturday, dude. I got my daughter this weekend. Yeah, at least Friday to Saturday. So yeah, no, fuck. Saturday's out of the question, period. So there's that. And anyway, he asked me, right, my daughter's friend's dad, asked me to sit down one day, we could talk turkey. You know, like he has done a little bit better, made different choices in his life to where he's more financially able to throw in liquidity into some of these deals. Like if I could have done the Ontonagon one, and this gentleman would have backed me on it, like we would have been able to like lock it down and we would just flipped it real quick or bird it. I really like to try the bird. So like buy, rehab, it's like 4 or 5 hours and everybody loves them, you know. Rehab, rent out, rinse and repeat, you know. And then refi is in there. That's the point, right? That's the point. Like you turn something less than 100 into more than 100, you get like 75% of the difference. And then you have like a renter in it paying down the mortgage. So like in another 10 years, boom, refi again, you know, like don't pay anything off. Debt makes wealth. And like that has been told by so many people, gurus and billionaires. Obviously I didn't make it. It's not my thing. Don't quote me. Google it and then quote the person that's cited. All right. I feel like it is from the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He says that a lot. And it's done pretty well for him his entire life, so I'm not going to question it, all right? Kiyosaki, Robert Kiyosaki? Yes, that it is. And it is cool. It's unfortunate that it takes me so long to remember these things, but it's dope that I kind of remember them, right? Comes up a little late, but it's there, right? So it almost sounds like I kind of know what I'm talking about, and like that is where I can live in that zone. Because I do know parts of it, and it's just a little gray, all right? But anyways, so yeah, I'm really excited to hang out with this guy, talk to him. He's looking for a spot for his dad still, and like I got this apartment attached to my garage. Maybe I can like throw some work into it real quick, make it nice and presentable, and then I can keep fixing it up. But I have this guy pay some rent, and it's not a shithole by any means. It's very nice. It's quaint. It's a little bit smaller, and at this current moment, it's in a little bit of rough shape, but a little bit of elbow grease and spit, and like I have a bunch of new stuff to put in it. I cleared off my Home Depot credit card. I might as well like shoot a bunch of cabinets and bullshit on that and flooring. And then just finish this joint up for the man. Let him have it. You know, just that would help my issue being down in Milwaukee. That would help half my issue, right? I need a month of mortgage paid without me working physically in a job, right? That's why I started this whole creative thing, full knowing I'd be out. Okay? So like these aren't fails at these first two things. I mean, it's kind of all right, fuck it, I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of a failure that these first two didn't work, right? And like that's bullshit. That's no bullshit. I'm pretty bummed about it. I'm more than bummed, but like I'm keeping this not facade, it's not fake. It's my getting fucking irate doesn't get me anywhere in this world, so just take it with stride. Take it with a grain of salt, some people say. I don't know, I'm too young for that. In stride, or like why blow up? Does that help me? Is that going to change the outcome of these two deals? No. Learning from what had happened and 3 deals, that tiny house, dude. All right, so if this shit was easy, everybody would do it, right? I'm trying to buy something with nothing, all right? And like it's where I'm at, and it kind of shows that like it's feasible, right? What I have done looks feasible, but I just missed it by this. You know, I'm still learning, man. I've been a wrench like my entire life, right? I've been in leadership roles. I've done this, I've done that. And like this is like my first like my thing, like minus the snow plowing, right? And like those weren't really my things either. I was contracted by somebody else that knew me, that knew I did good work. So this is literally like my first thing. And I'm trying to make money with zero money, and it's semi difficult. It's kind of taxing. I lost a couple bucks, you know. I threw him some money, and he was He's kind of bugged. He kept my escrow deposit. I was bugged, and he just didn't want to do it anymore, you know? And like, that sucks. But it shows that like what I'm doing is possible. I'm just like a half a beat off. And the next one, like, will be mine. Maybe I'll just start putting We Buy Houses up on Facebook, because like the showing the house that worked. Now I need to put more eyes in front of it, and like all my bandit signs got ripped down by the cities. I think I'm gonna give it some time. Then I'm gonna put some more out. But we're really close to snowy weather, so I need to figure out something different. I followed this one guy for a while. I took his course. It was kind of expensive for what I got out of it, so like that's irritating. But I kept all the literature, and I remember a few things. Guerrilla warfare marketing, right? You know, I found out. What's that movie? Yeah, Gone in 60 Seconds. Not the Nicolas Cage one, but like the first one. Oh, that was dumb. The first one from the 60s, right? And I was watching some director's cut edition of it, and a lot of time they just filmed in like the street, like the open street. They didn't close shit down. They didn't do anything. And there was this one scene when I went on this warehouse on the coastline, and they didn't own that warehouse. They found the first one that had like an open door. And they set up shop, and the guy did his scene, and they walked up to this warehouse and opened the door, and they cut scene, and then they went to a building that they actually owned, or they built the inside of the building outside or something like that. And like what I'm saying with that is another strategy of making something out of nothing. There's a couple billboard signs that are basically disintegrated into the dirt, and like I pass them semi-daily, and I look at them like pretty close, right? I'm looking at, is there a light source? Is there trees in the way? Is there a bunch of dumb shrubberies? And there's one of them that's actually not too bad. I bet I could park my truck semi-close to the middle of the night, walk up to this like shrub and just like whack it down, right? And then find an LED or three, right? If I could wire up three of them, that would be pretty dope, or more. LED spotlights, and then get one of those like get a banner, not a banner, you know, a full billboard. And like do a little, like I guess I got to run out there, do some homework, right? Run with my tape measure or like an app real quick and zip, do length and width, do bounce out of there, right? Take some photos of what I need, bring a weed whacker and some trimmers and shit. Just clear a path, light the sign, and throw up a big gangster sign that they're probably going to throw out or burn down on me anyway, and just have it say, "We buy houses as is," and then have my phone number, right? This guy did it once, right? And the marketing guy, well, there's two ways to do it. Number one, I suppose it could be trespassing, right? Like there's that. And then like technically it'd be kind of weird. I wouldn't want it to be called vandalism, obviously, but if I put a sign over somebody's property, like I don't know if that qualifies as vandalism, but it could be close, right? I don't really know the law on that one. I should probably talk to people, somebody that would know more. And then me talking about it on this fucking pod could count as maybe a little evidence that I did it and I couldn't really act stupid later. Notably, this is me thinking about not doing anything like that, but rephrasing a story from a different gentleman in a different state that did the same thing. And his marketing people, when they called that phone number, not asking for a house, but asked, "Hey man, that's pretty cool. Like, do you want to rent this space or I'll take the sign down?" "No man, I appreciate it. It's been up for a couple weeks. I probably got everything out of it that I need. Have a great day." You know, so that one like guerrilla warfare tactic could have made them like, you know, $100,000, $200,000. It probably cost them, like, I don't know, how much would a banner, a billboard cost to make? I gotta rip it on my phone real quick. How much to a billboard printed? But like put it on a sign and minimally evasive, like so put it on bungees or something like that. So like it really can't, like I can't spray paint We Buy Houses on their shit, you know? And that would be terrible. That would probably get me a ticket or something like that. And it seems like my AI fella is not answering my question right away, or it's thinking too long. Here we go. 6 by 12, small local billboard. That's feet. It's 150 by 300. Ooh, add grommets in there for $50, so I can do like, excuse me. So this guy could, the other guy that already did it, right? So that he could do, damn it. I don't think that's a 6 by 12 billboard, right? So it started small and it worked its way large. A little bit lower It says full highway billboard, and like I think this one is super dilapidated. Like I feel bad, might get like hepatitis or something off of it. But a 10 by 20 is a standard billboard. Looking at $350 to $700 printed, right? Maybe I'll get 2 of them, right? Throw one on, see what happens. Go back into the UP, find a big old billboard, slap it on there, see what happens, right? So good, bad, or indifferent. Like I could get, that one person could get a ticket or 2, maybe 3. And let's hope that it doesn't happen. Well, I would never do anything like that, obviously. But I really hope that somebody, if they were in my shoes, in my town, would be able to get that done right and nice, and not get arrested and make like $200,000, right? Making $250,000 off a billboard of a sign that isn't mine, legit. All right, and that would be a good time. But we'll see. So like that's something, and I'm really excited. This dude wants to like chop it up. Wants to talk about doing business, and needs a spot for his old man. Excuse me. I know it's late. God bless. I know it's late, man. I'm yawning and whatnot, and what time is it? It's 11 o'clock now. I said it was 10 when I started, and this thing says only been on for like 40 minutes. Yeah, it is kind of tiring. I'm pretty excited. I have this AI tool that takes out all my ums and ahs and the really long pauses. So if anything sounds a little weird right about then, just note that I probably saved you from like 15 seconds of me going, ooh, and I don't even know if those went through on the mic. So like this would be really weird to find out. But everybody, thank you. Thanks for listening. This is just me trying to make it in the world, trying to make a couple bucks and a better lifestyle and give my daughter a better life and more, and just more. What is it? More, not fulfilled, because you can get fulfillment without stuff, you know? Physical, metaphysical, like internal, like you can have fulfillment anywhere. I'm trying to have a bountiful, what the fuck? A grateful and bountiful. I'm going to go with bountiful right now. I don't think that's the exact word I was thinking of, but it's going to have to do right now. Abundant. Yes, I knew there was a B in it, right? Abundant mindset is what I'm trying to get at. And this thing that I'm doing is going to work out. You know why? Because consistently, big action, stuff happens. Like that's hopefully good stuff, you know, like not like getting arrested and shit like I was talking about, but like just consistent action, anything like creates results. Like coaches say that, bigger winners say that, people that sell tickets on motivational shit say that, all right? And just believing good things happens, right? I think a lot of it is in belief, and I still believe that this is my year. If you guys follow the Zodiac, like every 12 years or whatever, you have your glow up. The beginning of this year, I heard a post and like it hit me. I was like, oh shit, like this is my year, you know? 12, 24, 36. 12, I was 12, right? I don't know if I was doing cool shit. Probably not. I was super nerdy when I was a kid. Really nerdy. Maybe it still shows. I don't know. I try not to. I had a really long battle with myself to find my last phase or self or whatever it is to get this new one. Right? And it's taking me in a proper direction, and it's just, it could be taking me a little bit longer, right? And like it takes a lot to kill the old self and to build a new. So here I am. But I was going somewhere with that again. That is quite all right. I love each and every one of you. A big thank you to my Aunt Colleen and Gary. Thank you so much for welcoming me to your home, taking me to all my meetings. I was able to see my friends and David and Jared and Phil and Pat. And my Aunt Colleen was awesome. She was bouncing me around to all these people and get my mind off of all this fucking weird shit I just had to deal with. And then I got up real early, and I was talking to my kid's mom. And I asked her, I was like, yo, like, this is totally my week. And, like, I missed the only 2 days that I normally have with her, Monday, Tuesday, because I work Wednesday, Thursday. And I was wondering if I could pick kiddo up early from school, you know, and, like, we would just hang out. And obviously, like, we've been really well, and she was watching my dogs and whatnot. And she agreed, right? So I left Sheboygan at, like, 9:30 or something like that. I stopped for lunch. I stopped for breakfast, actually, because I already had enough fuel, so that made it. It was like 200 miles, and I think that was like 3.5 hours or something like that. But I scooped up kiddo at like 1:05 is what I signed in our sheet as. And the coolest fucking thing I saw on that sign out sheet, it usually says mom, right? What's the kid's name? Da 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 da. What's the grade? Why are you taking them out? Why are they late? I always put a big fat line, you know, fuck you. But anyways, it's not important why. What's important is who parent or guardian is taking this child. You know who like took 3 children out of school before I did today? 3 separate dads. And like it's unfortunate that the kids were sick, right? That sucked. But when I bring kiddo to school, like every once in a blue moon, like I'll be a little late. This dialysis is horse shit. And like I can't blame it on that, but like sometimes I just oversleep. I'm trash. I'm just shitty. We're already running late, so I get the kids some breakfast. She loves the hotcakes from McDonald's, and she eats a la carte. She gets the hotcakes and some scrambled eggs, and then I get a sandwich or something like that. And we just bang about our day. And I'll bring the kid in, and like it usually says, "Who's taking the kid out of school, Mom? Who's bringing them to school late, Mom?" But I saw 3 dads above me take their children home. Like it sucks. Quiet, Luna. It sucks that like their children are ill, but it is awesome that there are fathers able to pick their children up from school because, you know, they got a tummy ache and they don't feel good or whatever the case may be, you know? Like, I am about that shit. Mad that everything's, I'm not even getting into these talks, right? I think there's only 8 people like, if there are any women on here, I'm not going to piss them off. That's where I'm at in life. But I'm just happy to see interactive and like fully active parents, man. And like, can you pick your kid up from school? Yeah, things are different. My dad wasn't able to. He worked. He was probably covered in like, he's a pipe fitter, right? Lugging around big ass pipe, welding, bending, braking, and like big shit, right? But he was always out somewhere at like a power plant or a brewery or or a school doing all this shit, and he couldn't leave, man. Like he would lose money instantly. So I did have a stay-at-home mom, and like it was pretty neat. Her being able to like pick me up or take me home, or the same with my sister, you know, like shit happens, life happens. You figure that out when you're parents, you know? And I was just super excited to pick up my kid. First thing, I was like, yo, kid, you got like 4. The only thing I need to do before we go to the turkey, because I have to work tonight, is I need to shower, right? I've had a long couple of days, and I need a shower. I can't smell like shit when I go to the bar. She's like, okay. I was like, what do you want to do? If this was your yes day, what would we do? Are you hungry? What do you want to do? She's like, I want to go to the park. Mind you, it is about 35 effing degrees, and we got like 20-mile-an-hour winds. All right? If I gave this kid a kite, she would have made it to the UP in 10 minutes. All right? It was windy as shit. And she's like, I want to go to the park. It's like, ugh. Let me put my hoodie on. All right. And I was like, find a hat. And she did. And we did. And we had a great time. This park was right around the corner from school. And I had a great time on a teeter-totter with her. Got a nice little quad exercise in there. That, I thought I was going to rip my jeans, man. That was a deep squat. All right. A couple of them. We had a great time playing, right? And then she's like, let's go to ice cream. I was like, did you not remember the temperature that I told you it was? 35 degrees. All right. I'm not going to argue. Oh, excuse me. Fuck, excuse me. I am not going to argue with my little princess, right? I missed out time with her. Yeah, whatever you want, right? This is just time I get to spend with her. And like, I don't give a shit. It's not illegal. It's not immoral. So I'm going to do whatever the fuck she wants. All right? Because this is fun. I missed out. And like, this is me covering it. Or it's not really covering it or fixing it. It's like a band-aid. It's like extending time wherever I can. And like, am I happy that I'm taking her out of school? No, her report card just came out. Like, she's doing very well, as everybody would say, her teacher included, you know, but like, obviously there's room for improvement, and you can't really get improved when your dad's taking you out of school. Okay, so this is like a one-off kind of thing. I rarely do this, but like, fuck, man, there's a lot of shit going on, and like, I wanted to just hang out with my baby girl. Like, that's it. And it's not a really hard request either. I was super excited that like Chelsea, that she agreed with it, and life is good, man. And like, it was sweet. You know where we went after that? Dairy Queen. We actually saw a coworker of mine there. If everybody's up in Conover on a Friday, we have awesome fish fries and oil change. God, old fashions. And yeah, saw my man Junior at Dairy Queen. We started about thinking of getting just ice cream, and then I was like, are you hungry? She's like, yeah. So then she got like the chicken tent. She's doing really good at ordering and speaking. And so we gotta get better at reading. She found the word kids menu. I didn't see it. There's so much shit there. I was like, oh my God, I don't know. Maybe we'll get you like the unhappy meal, which is like the $7 meal instead of the $5. I don't know. I don't think there's much of a difference anyways, but it's whatever. Get to hang out with her. Her kids' meal comes with like an ice cream. So like bada bing, bada boom. She got a chocolate ice cream dipped in chocolate. A mountain of napkins, man, is going down her chin. We're working on that, right? We're close. Dude, we're really close. I was able to FaceTime my mom earlier today with Kinsley. Like, that was super cool. We were at the park. We were sitting in my truck talking to her. She's like, what's that noise? All I hear is this. I was like, that's the wind, kid. Like, you want to go to the park when it's like a hurricane out or something. She's like, yeah. So like, here we are. And we had a great time. Then I took her, I got home, took a shower, took her to the turkey. She was reading books to me. Her library books, like that was super cool. Saturdays, Wednesdays are kind of slow. So like, she just kind of hung out with me till her grandma was able to scoop her up. And she's a real heart stopper, you know what I mean? Talk at the bar, who's this cute little girl right over here? And I was like, that's mine. And she's having a great time, all right? She brought somebody's food out. It was a to-go order, right? So I don't have to deal with like, you know, being open or anything like that. It's this young lady that came in. She was talking all holistic and bullshit and told me about a shop that's like rather close to here. And I might try it out. You know, what's the worst that'll happen? I could like it, or it could cost like $60 and I don't feel anything. And I've wasted a lot more on less, to say the least, right? That was really cool. That was my day. I wanted to get this pod out and say happy birthday to my mom, because like I did one for my dad. I would feel like a real asshole if I didn't do one for my mom. Shout out to Colleen and Gary. Like, you guys are amazing people. I love you. That's about it. The bar was a little quiet today. I spent some time planning my next tattoo, like I was talking about in the Zodiac. This is my blow up year, so I told myself I was going to get a snake tattoo on my left arm. And I think right when I was on my way to work, or I was on my way home from Sheboygan. I did that voice to text. I was texting my sister, and I was like, yo, if you could take all of your essence and all of your being and put it into a flower, what would that be? And I thought that question made a lot of sense. It sounded nice when it left my mouth and went to the truck, and like she repeated it. And it sounded pretty good coming from the truck's mouth too. And I was like, bet, you know, I was like, send. And then she asked the question, like, what do you mean? And I was like, nah, man, what's your favorite flower? All right, like, it sounded better, but like, what's your favorite flower? She's like, lilies. I think succulents are pretty dope. And she actually said dope. That wasn't a me ad lib. That was dope. And then like a cacti, you know? And I love it. Instead of just adding a snake, I'm going to add those flowers. Because like everyone's like, cacti is not a flower. You know, like some of those cacti do have flowers and they are pretty gorgeous. So she said lilies, succulents, and the cacti. And I think that's going to flow really well on my arm. I don't think my mom's going to like this part. And like, that's fine. We've had this fun talk about me not getting tattoos for her because she doesn't like them. And I understand completely. Not everybody does. I didn't get it for anybody except myself. All right, so I am greedy in that retrospect. But for Halloween, I was the Joker, and I drew a mouth on my hand, and I put it up, and I was like, damn, dude. I was hanging out all day. I was driving. I kept seeing this thing on my hand, and I was like, I could totally get a hand tattoo and it not mess up my life. And I've been running with that thought since Halloween, so that means it's been about 2 weeks. So I think I'm gonna get the flowers on my hand near my pinky, and then get like get a lily right here, pinky to middle finger, and then a cacti, succulent, kind of like a little bit further, I would say south, but it's going up the wrist, and then a cacti, like one of those flat, I think it's one of those flat cacti like you see in the cartoons and whatnot, but those have like pinkish red flowers on them. So if I could get a flatter cactus that's actually blooming, I think that'd be super cool. But like near my index and thumb is gonna be a snake, right? Not the full snake, right? It's just the head of the snake. And I think I'm gonna choose like a Japanese style. It's just black and gray. It looks really sharp and clean. Somewhere near my thumb and index finger would be the head And then I got like a couple other images here, like no regrets and like my triskelion from my divorce. But have it just kind of flow up and over and coil around. And have the tail end, I don't know, like somewhere where I can't see it out of the corner of my eye. I think I got something growing out of me or whatever. It'll end somewhere fun, where I can't deal with it or see it or care where it is. And I already talked to my artist about the snake, and he was pretty excited. I told him I didn't know where I wanted the head to be, maybe at the wrist, maybe at the fingers. But adding these flowers, I am pretty excited about that. I mean, I got this like no regrets spelled totally properly correct. Okay, no fuck up in my letters, not like Meet the Millers, no nothing, because I got this stupid thing like 2 months before Meet the Millers came out. If anybody knows what year it is, you can tell how old that tattoo is. But I spelt it correct, and like, dang it, I got shit on for like a year. And I had some amateur do it the first time, and then I got it touched up by a different amateur at my kitchen table when I was living in Florida. I don't recommend these guys anymore. Like, be professional, go professional. Like, I should have done that for my entire body, and I'd probably have like better art. But my guy said he'll fix the no regrets, number one, because he wants tattoos next to his tattoos to look good because they make his look better. And I was like, perfect. It's blue lettering with a black outline, man. I just might have him to like cut the whole thing in black. Just have it be boom, black, because like the blue's kind of faded. I don't know, they kind of fucked up on the tips of the letters, and it's kind of faded and missing spots, and not everything's super symmetrical. So if I did straight black, you'd be able to get like my T to look fucking symmetrical. All right, now I'm looking at it right now, I can tell it's not symmetrical, and that's semi-irritating. Close my wrist, it kind of looks symmetrical, but no. And that's why you go to professionals, because they make shit good. Yeah, they cost more, and they're supposed to. All right, but think about it. Given you get the tattoo and it costs X amount of dollars, and you get to wear it for Y amount of years, if you break that down, it's basically free. All right, tell your parents it's like free money, free ink. Right, going over longevity, the rate of return could last forever. I got some that's been 18 years old, and it probably cost me $700 18 years ago. Break that down, pennies. All right, man, absolutely pennies. Nothing else matters, But I think that is just about it for today, guys. I appreciate you all. 8-10 of you. I'm not being passive aggressive. I'm excited for everybody that listens here. This is just fun shit. I'm gonna get back into this game of money and real estate really soon, and I'm gonna shout out. I'm gonna hit up with this guy, see what we could do together, see what kind of moves we can make, and start marketing more on Facebook, and then or to find houses, and then we'll see where this goes. All right, I'm excited. It's still like trying to make something out of nothing, and it's gonna work. I know it's gonna work because I'm doing it. It'll be fun. Or we're gonna learn a lot. But thanks everybody. I love you. It's been fun chasing the millie.